Well, whenever you're ready, go ahead and lay all the way back. Like you're just saying, there's a lot going on this week. There's, solstice, holidays, Hanukkah, Christmas, all the things kind of falling within the same week. And so this can be a time of year of joy, but also there's a lot of preparations that tend to need to happen around this time of year to help us feel more festive and more connected with, the traditions that we do all the time. And so what I was thinking of for our class for today is connecting back to that kind of childlike, joyful state, that magical time of the year. There's a quote that I was reading this morning that it's something to the extent of talking about that magical childhood joy is like that person in us that, they have sunflowers in their eyes and they have dancing and music in their blood. And sometimes as we get to be an adult, we don't meet that person very frequently. It's almost like we have to push them aside out of obligation. And so perhaps we can allow ourselves this week to reconnect with some of our joy moments. We can try to play the music that would entice that joyful version of us out. And we can try to, include a treat that joyful little kid in us would love to eat just because. And in this class, we can imagine that part of our intention of attending today is to just be with our body, just be a little bit more joyful, receptive. And so joy, bliss, connection, bringing all of that stuff out of our system just by being present. That's our hope, our intention for today's class. So with that, to get us started, let's begin to take the knees into the chest. Let's start to rock around a little bit. Just nice and easy on that low back for a couple of rounds, rocking left, rocking right. As the arms start to spread open, both knees fall over to the left. Let the low back have a chance to just soften into this shape. First twist of the day, we don't have to force anything. Option to lengthen the right foot into the left hand. Soften into that shape. An option to take the left foot into the right hand behind your back. Feel that right shoulder spiral open, trying to connect with the floor. Feel that left quad trying to stretch by the knee pointing down. Hamstring lengthening on the right side. Huge inhale. Exhale, soft release, coming into happy baby. Stillness or motion, your preference. Good. Both knees come together, simple twist, knees fall to the right. And to lengthen that left foot into the right hand. Option to take right foot into the left hand behind back. Bringing that right knee closer to base of mat. Inhale. Nice exhale. Good. Release into happy baby again. Rocking around just a bit. Option to rock all the way to the right, lengthening left leg up to sky. And eventually switching. Beautiful. We release the feet. We plant the feet, preparing for a bridge pose. So rolling the hips all the way up to bridge. And roll down with the exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more full cycles. And up one more time to stay, trying to clasp hands behind the back. Walk shoulders under if you can. Hips lifting high. Good. One more inhale. Exhale. The hands release. They're palm face down. We lower the glutes directly onto them. Slide the legs forward, preparing for fish. So do a little kind of crunch to get the elbows underneath you. Heart pulls up. Back of head, front of head. Gently caresses the ground. One more inhale. Exhale, chin lifts. Free up the hands. We're pressing up to a seated place. Become seated. Inhale, circle arms up to sky. Exhale, release forward. Rolling the spine up, we take the right foot into the clasped hands. Right leg extends upward as much as it can. Continue to try to invite the thigh closer to chest. Bring left hand to the outside of the foot. Right hand circles up to reach back. Beautiful. Turning, swivel this right knee open. Set it up for baby cradle, rock it out a couple of times. Swivel the left leg in so we can drop right on top of it. The spine lengthen upward, fingertips pressing floor. Walk yourself forward. Good. Turning. The right leg lengthens forward. Clasp hands around ball of left. Lean back just a little bit to counterbalance the weight of the leg in front of us. Kind of first find length through the leg, and then lift. The right hand to outside of the foot, left hand circles up to reach back. Returning to the baby cradle. The hip a few moments. Eventually swiveling this right leg in so we can stack left on top. Lengthen up to tilt forward. Rise up. Cross our legs, rolling over onto hands and knees. Let's move the spine a little bit. Nice and slow with our breath. Cat cow. Two more. Walking the hands of full foot forward, we'll start to kind of undulate the spine forward, unravels into a cobra. And then the hips pull us back all the way to child. So we'll do at least 3 more of those at your own rate, eventually ending up in a child. If that child just rest sooner or later. Let's walk off the right side of the mat. Let's walk off the left side. And so turn forward. You can stay in child a couple more breaths or come up to down dog. Your choice how long to stay here. Eventually, you can throw it to top of mat, but not a rush. Inhale to rise, circling your arms up. To heart. Elbows open out wide to each side. Arch the heart forward. Good. Arms back to heart. Big toes close together, heels slightly separated. Sitting back into fierce, have the tailbone touch just a little bit. Rising back up, lift up the heels. Try to keep the inner thighs squeezing together, going into a toe squat. Good. Fingertips drop to the floor. Right foot steps back into a lunge. Keep the right hand on the floor, left hand twist up to sky. Bring the hands down. We walk both hands to the inside of the foot. We're pivoting to the long right edge of the mat. So yeah, it's the left knee that's bent, the right leg that's long. Side angle, thank you. Just to make sure we're balancing each side. Your choice if you're trying to lower closer to the elbows on the floor, but that doesn't have to be the case. If a different spot sinks you right into your inner thighs. Good. Walk both hands through the middle. Come up to a goddess, so the toes are already turned out. From goddess, hands are like a little serving tray off to each side, balancing the plate. My thighs strong, alive. Inhale. Exhale, hands to hips, straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. Take a nice wide angle forward fold. Releasing hands to your favorite spot. Soften to the knees, roll the spine up. Let's pull the feet in once and then pivot the heels so that you're facing forward for pyramid. Left foot front, yeah, you got it. So the hands help the hips to stay square forward as you drop down. Eventually ending up hands to shin or floor. Knees bend, roll the spine up. As we shift our weight onto that front foot, take the right leg into trees. Spine is stacked. Option to lengthen arms if you like. Beautiful. As we release, drop this foot crossed in front, roll the spine down. Trying for that left IT band. So if you're not quite experiencing that, walk the hands a little bit further to the right. Beautiful. Forward if you moved, then the knees a little bit, roll up. Uncross big toes close together. Hands to heart. Elbows open wide. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Sitting back fierce pose. Maybe an inch lower, but keep that tailbone down. The legs. Still trying to balance. Close squat. Inner thighs squeezing together as you lower. Good. Ears down. Left foot steps back. The front knees bent. Plant the left hand on the floor. Right hand reaches up to sky. Good. The hand comes inside of the front foot. Pivot to the long edge. This is the right foot. And back. Good. Option to balance. Option to lower down to the elbows. The hands, feet come into the goddess pose. The spine rises up at serving tray arms. And just sink another inch lower if you can. Straight legs, turn the toes forward. Wide angle forward fold. Maybe a new arm position this time, maybe not. Bend to the knees, roll up. Pull the feet in, and then bend the toes forward. Hands to hips to keep them square as we bend forward. Eventually releasing hands. Hands to both knees. Roll the spine up. Shifting weight onto right foot, left leg tree. Practice throw. Good. Crossing the leg in front, roll the spine. The last couple of breaths, if you needed to walk your hands a little further to the left, that could be an option to get deeper into right out to left. And then return, roll left. Uncross, big toes close. Hands to heart. Inhale, elbows open, heart forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Fierce pose, sitting back, elbow and tuck. Legs, start to tilt. You take another round of toe squat. Here we drop both hands to the right side. You can either just work on the twist aspect by trying to get both hands planted flat, or you can try up for a side throw. Elbow into hip and into side of knee. Maybe some weight transitioning to the arms. Work. Whenever you're satisfied, we'll come up through the middle. Try to balance for just a moment. Beautiful. Hands to left. Either just play with the twist or send some weight. Good work. So when you get there, you're satisfied, straighten the legs, nice forward fold. And start to tilt till the feet as wide as mat, toes turning out. Moving into yogic squats. Exhale, hands flat, straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. Sliding the right foot to back of mat. The right knee lowers to ground. Either just take the left hand and point to the back wall or try to grab for the back toes. Turning forward, plant both hands, lift up the back knee. 5 supported push-ups, elbows bend, and press. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's slide the right foot forward into a moment with yogic squats. Flat, left foot slides back. Lower the left knee to floor. Right hand either just reaches to back wall or grabs the back toes. Release. Both hands, lift up the back knee. Bending elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping the left foot back forward. Halasana. Option to go into crow if you wish. Good. And then coming into kind of a super rounded position after you finish. The heels are down to the floor, the fingertips walk forward, the whole spine curls. Bring the hands in closer to plant. Stepping back, child pose, down dog, or up floor. Coming into plank, lower chaturanga, knees up or down. We rest on floor. Try to reach back for each foot. And you'll lift up for about 5 breaths as much as we can. Start with an inhale, press hands into feet. Into hands. The inner thighs squeezing together a little bit. Each inhale inflates us a little higher. 2 more breaths. Good. After that last one, release the legs. Arms come into sweeps. Swivel the left hand in, right hand drops for right toes. Pull into quad stretch. Release. Switching sides. Release. A moment with child pose. And then up to neutral kneeling. From here, right hand reaches up to sky. Do a few wrist rolls, clock and counterclocks. Good. Right arm threads all the way under and through, resting shoulder on floor. Your option what to do with the left hand, but we will have an option for leg balancing. So sometimes it's easiest if the left hand just stays in front of the face. So option to slide the left toes to back of mat. If the balance is okay there, maybe left heel float. Start to return toes and knee. Relax into the twist for 2 more breaths. Press left hand into floor to rise. With a cat and a cow. Good. Neutral spine. Left hand reaches to sky. You rolls clock and counter. And left shoulder threads all the way through to rest. Maybe right hand stays, especially if you're taking the balance. And we can start to slide the right toes back. Maybe right heel floats. Inhale, Exhale. Starting to release the toes and the knee. And then just relax into this twist a few more breaths. Raise it up. Push hat. The cow. Beautiful. Tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up to sky. Then the right knee, toes come behind. Either stay here or take a moment to flip wild thing. Good. Hand returns and then shoulders. Reaching the leg back up. Three-legged dog. Right knee comes under the body. Pigeon pose. In the heart. You're welcome to stay simply here. Maybe left hand to left foot. Or working foot closer to elbow for. No pressure, just do what feels good. Ultimately, we'll release to sleeping pigeon when you're ready. Trying to rock the weight of the right hip onto the floor. We walk the hands up and swivel the legs open, facing toward the back door. Just walk the hands through that wide ankle pose. Resting forward. We'll sign up. Both legs come to the back of the mat. We take a child pose, down dog, or a flow, your choice. Left leg starts to reach up high. Bend the knees and the toes behind you. Either stay or wild thing flip. And hand returns, shoulders, hips, three-legged dog. And left knee under the body. Staying up high, you can stay on fingers. Right hand for the right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Your release. Calm down the breath for 2 more cycles. Up to hands, pivot to the long edge of the mat, facing toward front door for a wide angle, that side. Same thing, just slow, gentle release forward. Walking the hands in, we turn to face forward. As we're facing forward, we'll have left leg on bottom. Right leg can be shin stack or knee stack, depending on what works best. We'll take the right hand to base of neck, left hand, maybe try for the bind behind the back, or you can just grab your shirt and stack the spine up tall. Pull the vertebrae stacked, the ears pushing backwards just a little bit. Try to feel enough ease in the breath that you can breathe into belly. Start to lean forward. It does intensify the shoulder stretch. So at any point that you'd like to, you're welcome to just release arms and transition to the hip stretch. Last breath in and out. We rise, switch the legs, same variation. Extend left hand as base of neck. Maybe your arms are grabbing your shirt or trying for the bind.
Such a fight.
Me too. This one I really have to wiggle the other one up.
It's been this way since I first did this pose, like whatever.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with anything. But
Totally.
Shoulders.
That deltoid is just so much stronger on the right.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
It says no, thank you.
Yeah. Stack the head a little taller, ears push back. And perhaps start to transition to leaning forward, knowing that you can release at any point. Breath here in, out, rising up. Release the legs to easy cross leg. Clasp hands behind back. Shift hands to the right hip or the right waist. And then take the right ear to the right shoulder. And head up. Hands to left hip or left waist. And then left ear to left shoulder. Rises, hands release. We're going to play with a plow pose and shoulder stand. So however you like to get into that shape is fine. Some people roll into it. I personally love to take a bridge pose and already get my elbows squeezed together as close as I can before coming up to the shoulder stand. Choose your variation of getting into it. Try to get the elbows as close as you can. And then from here, let's start to let the right thigh come closer to the forehead. Maybe toes on ground, but you don't have to force it. Right leg starts to rise. Left foot comes down. Left leg comes up, both legs are back glued together, either staying in shoulder or perhaps working toward plow. From this point, it'll be your speed for the rest of it. So you're welcome to stay for quite a while. You're welcome to stay for a couple of breaths and then start to come out to any poses that feel good to wrap up the spine. So it's all up to you. Just listen to the body as you're transitioning through these last few things. All the time you need for final poses as you settle out of the shoulder stand, out of the plow. Ultimately, the variation of Shavasana you choose is also up to you. So just make sure you're comfortable, you're relaxed.
So much. In the Shavasana, perhaps take a moment to think of a moment of joy, like that childlike magic type of joy. Maybe it was a moment of dancing freely. Maybe it was a song that just makes you smile anytime you think about it. Maybe it's a treat that is very nostalgic to you. Think of something that brings joy and let yourself just relish in the emotion of joy. So we're heading into the Shavasana. Body's all stretched out, so it's like we're more receptive to those types of emotions. Begin to deepen inhales, exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out in ways that feel really good. Perhaps eventually taking a fetal position off to one side. Just enjoying a few bonus breaths here as we're returning body to breath, to presence. Rising up to a comfortable seated place when you feel ready. With the heart, you reconnect to the childlike magic, the joy, the bliss that is perhaps what life is supposed to be more about. Remember, we don't have to push that person aside for all of the obligations. We can do little things that invite that version of us out, that joyful version, the happy, blissful, celebratory version. And so with this to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.
Thank you.